Is this the end for Kanye? Before we get into all of this, a warning, this content is disturbing. So Kanye appeared on Alex Jones's Infowars show alongside white supremacist Nick Fuentes. He wore a black balaclava covering his face, and during his appearance, Kanye said a lot of racist and anti-Semitic things, including, quote, "I like Hitler. I can't even believe I'm reading this out loud." And also, quote, "I love Nazis." Kanye then got his Twitter account suspended after tweeting out an image, are you ready for this, of a swastika inside the Star of David. His account was suspended for inciting violence, rightfully so. Now, this story is making headlines all over, with lots of people saying this is a complete mental breakdown. But we want to go further than that today. And DBL Nation, we always want to hear from you. We consider you our fifth host. Should the media, including us, stop covering stories about Kanye? Does talking about him further fuel his hate? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Or, Erica, would you say that silence is compliance?
Silence is violence. But when it comes down to it, what Kanye is doing is really using us, the media, in order to find his following. You'll notice how people have completely distanced themselves, and there is a group of people who are filled with hate, and they believe and subscribe to everything that Kanye is saying right now. He's trying to identify those people because certain parties have turned their back on that type of language or that type of sentiment, even if it's covert. So what he's really doing is using us as a poll, so to speak. And
Tori is a Jewish woman, a proud Jewish woman. You always sing it loudly here on
deliberately,
this,
yeah.
Yes, on this show. Just seeing that was supposed to be, or that is supposed to be his, I don't even want to, that logo is supposed to be for his presidential campaign. What did that make you feel?
Oh, man, Kanye. Kanye's really uneducated and really stupid. And he's screaming stupidity on a large platform. And if he didn't have that platform, he would be seen as crazy and insane and making no sense. And I'm really sick of Kanye getting all of that. I wish they didn't give him that. I wish Alex Jones didn't give him the platform. That's the last one he possibly could, I'm sure. But I want to tell you just very quickly a little story about, stay with me here, Dwight Eisenhower, who was the president at the time of the Holocaust. He went to Germany and he walked through the concentration camps, Dachau, Auschwitz, you know, all of these, right? And he had the American media fly over and document it. And then he asked the Germans in the neighborhood, who had never been to a camp, within walking distance, to come on over and see. And they walk, there's video, them walking, thinking it's gonna be some kind of picnic or whatever, and then they see body after body after body after body after body. And what happens that Eisenhower did that, and you see them sobbing, throwing up, crying, is he said, I don't want anyone to try and propagandize that this didn't happen, that these atrocities didn't happen. As a president, I am here in this photograph, and I want it photographed, all the bodies, all the limbs, all the rings, all the hair, all the teeth, all of that. I want it documented because no one will come along and erase this history. He had the foresight. Now let's jump to Kanye. That's exactly what he's doing. He is downplaying a monster, a tyrant, someone we killed, someone we fought, someone hard-earned Americans died to kill. And he's saying it because he's uneducated and doesn't know it. Or if he does, it's even worse. So what I say to you is this. This is from Simon Wiesenthal. He's a prisoner of 5 camps and went on to try and make Nazi criminals get the justice they deserve. He said this, "For evil to flourish, it only requires good men to do nothing." So, Sam, I say to you, we must report when he says something like this. We must come back and say, no, you don't like Hitler. Nazis are evil. Here are the pictures. Here is the proof. There are still people living with tattoos. No, you are wrong.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I got to give you a round of applause because that needed to be said. Thank you for that.
I'm tired, by the way, of talking about it.
I'm sure.
I am.
I wanted to ask you, you know, you've been also very open about divorce on this show, and, you know, Kim and Kanye, I know this seems like a pivot, but it's not. This is very real. We talked about them finalizing their divorce yesterday, and they now have joint custody. I don't know Kim and Kanye, but I love children, and I worry about those kids. What would you do if you had joint custody with someone who clearly is an anti-Semite, is a racist, what would you do? What is Kim supposed to do now?
I would forward that tape from Alex Jones directly to my divorce lawyer, and I get it switched to full custody, which I think would be done before lunch. You know, when we talk about, we get in a lot of trouble with just cliches to just sit there, like stand by your man. Just stand by your man, no matter what, because you don't know what's going on. You think, oh, you guys are bickering. Kim has seen this Alex Jones show in her house way before we ever did. And so the fact that to step away from Kanye because he's so important, as you said, Tori, but also not important at all, when he's talking about the greater good, I hope so many women understand that you don't have to put up with this. You don't have to put up with a monster and a tyrant around your children and doctor. Kids are not dumb. They're just small. They see and hear and absorb more than we do because the world is new to them. So when daddy is off his rocker in one way or the other talking about whatever, who knows, in that house, you are putting your children not only in danger presently, but moving forward because you are normalizing the fact that, hey, when you grow up, Erica, if you have a partner that, you know, throws things and retweets mommy's sex video to his 4 million followers or 15 million followers, that's normalized. So I just hope everybody understands that you're in a relationship with somebody this dangerous. You have to move, and you have to move immediately. So good on Kim. The only thing she needs to do is finish the race and go ahead and send that tape to her divorce lawyer and get full custody. He needs to be out of their lives and our lives.
Well said. Let's say, I know a lot of people are painting this as a mental breakdown. I know many people, including myself, that deal with mental illness, and that doesn't make you a racist and an anti-Semite. Let's say he goes to treatment. He recovers, Erica. He tries to right his wrongs. Are people going to forgive Kanye? Is any of what he's saying eventually forgivable?
Well, when we talk about these things, we talk about it in absolutes. There are absolutely people who are 100% fans of Kanye. They are coming up with all of these different explanations for why he's doing what he's doing. Me personally, I feel like what he's doing from the beginning to the end is very self-serving, and anyone who is going to support this type of speech is really just contributing to Kanye's wanting to, you know, create the power of Kanye. I don't know if there is ever a comeback for someone who clearly does not play and doesn't appreciate any like rules of conduct when it comes to social norms and mores, when it comes to what we have agreed as a global society is acceptable and unacceptable.
That's right.
So there's no precedence for it, and I'd be very uncomfortable speaking about what could possibly happen for him in the next 10 years.
I really appreciate that, and I also just want to say that hood that he's wearing, I know Jimmy Kimmel jokes that it's the wrong color. I thought about that. It looked like a Klansman. It also looked like I can't show my face. There's so much psychologically.
It looked like the guys, the beheading videos.
An executioner.
Yes, that's
it
exactly
also looks like I'm a robber. I'm robbing something. There's so much behind this moment in pop culture. Don't let it go again. Don't forget it.
Agreed. And before I reveal our results, I just want to ask all of our viewers to unfollow him. Like, unfollow him. I know he has 32 million followers, which is a horrific amount of people. To be listening to this hate speech, unfollow him. For whatever reason why you follow him, just please right now pick up your phone and unfollow him.
Don't forget, though, Sam, there is a silver lining. A lot of those 32 million followers are looking at this reprehensible behavior and having discussions like we are about it. So it is important. People, like you said, Tori, this needs to be discussed.
Yeah, but he looks at it, but Kanye looks at it and sees it as currency.
Right.
So please, and I just want to see what our viewers have to say. 87% of you say yes. Should the media stop covering Kanye? Interesting.